NBA Eastern Conference Game 3 last night between the Boston Celtics and the number 6 Indiana Pacers. Let me tell you, now the Indiana Pacers have been undefeated at home at the field house all postseason. They were up by 18 points. How did they lose last night?
It's the late game mistakes for me. The turnovers, stop it. Siakam had the game in his palm of his hand, and he let it fumble. I don't know. That's a wrap. I don't know.
Oh,
No
it's been
lead
a
is
wrap.
safe. No lead
Yeah.
is safe. I don't care if you up 30. No lead is safe.
hmm So funny. Jason Tatum said that in the post game. He was like, "No lead is safe in the NBA." I'm like, "Oh my goodness! If that's not the
Oh,
storyline of the series, of the entire postseason, shoot, and the regular season, if I'm being honest, it's just crazy though because you would figure a team that had its back against the wall, up by 18, a team playing without their best player,
hmm
um, you would think they would go ahead and put the nail in the coffin and go ahead and secure this victory because knowing if they go down 0-3 against the Boston Celtics, number one team in the NBA,
it's a wrap.
there's a great likelihood that they will not win the series. Now you're asking the Indiana Pacers to win 4 games in a row, and I think we all know that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. You know what? One of the things that really concerns me about this particular series is that Obi Toppin, he's missing in action. I mean, I know he's physically on the floor, but what will the Indiana Pacers do, especially without Tyrese Halliburton and Obi Toppin putting up 4 points off the bench?
Mm.
Where's the Obi Toppin in the Knicks series? Because that's the one that should have showed up last night.
I'll tell you
That's the
where
one.
he is. There's no motivation for him, I think, in this series because if you remember, the New York Knicks drafted him. He's from New York. He put his best game out there every
Uh,
night. Now he's playing against the
mhm.
Boston Celtics, and maybe it's just not enough to get him going. And that's a shame because the stakes are high, right? Yeah, Obi
Exactly.
Toppin, yeah, he hasn't been the
Uh,
same player.
no, not at all. 4 points. He was doing double digits during the Knicks series. And at the end of the day, I understand that makes sense that he was drafted by the New York Knicks. He has something to prove that y'all let me know and look what I can do. But this particular game is going to get you guys to this particular series will get you to the finals. You can't put your best effort forth now. Nope.
I'll tell you this though, Coach Rick Carlisle has received a lot of scrutiny because word has it he fumbled game 1, which the Pacers should have won, and he fumbled game 3, which I think the Pacers should have won too. Now, in regards to game 3, last night's game, I found it so odd that he chose Neesmith to take the last shot of the game when Neesmith was 0 for 2 from 3 and Nimhard was 4 for 7. Why not let the guy with the hot hand shoot the last shot? Why did they run a play for Neesmith? That blew me away.
Maybe he got the maybe he got their last names mixed up. Maybe that's what
Oh God.
maybe that's what happened. That's a shame. I don't know why he thought that Neesmith was going to be able to close out the game. I don't know why he thought that.
If anything, Pascal Siakam, anybody, Neesmith is not a knockdown 3-point shooter. And especially
No.
not in last night's game. He only took 2 attempts and missed both of them and 4 points throughout the entire game. Why would you put that kind of pressure on him?
Right. And then he could have went to Miles Turner, but Miles Turner unfortunately was 0 of 3. So I don't know. They just needed. You're right, and them Har should have been the one. You're right. You are absolutely correct. I would have
Yeah,
preferred T.J. McConnell finagling his way to the basket and then getting the N1. You're gonna do
mhm,
something. Yeah, it's a
exactly.
this series when they lost, the Pacers lost. I said, "Oh, it's really over now. It's done. It's done. We gonna wait maybe 2 more games. They can probably bring one home for Game 4. After that, it's over. The series is over.
Yes.
Anything,
Now,
anything after last night will just be games played.
mhm. My prediction is the Pacers will win game 4. I think Tyrese Halliburton, shoot, his hamstring looked okay the way he was bouncing up and down off of the bench.
Right.
Dude, get out there,
hmm
even 50%. His team needed him. and he just wasn't there. I mean, he tried to wear the same color as the jersey with that little gold,
I liked
with that little gold
it.
neck sweater. But I'm like, come on,
I liked
Tyrese. See,
it.
this is where you find out who has that dog in them. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the hamstring is tricky. Because my hamstring's been acting up for a couple of months now. So I
Oh
know the
God.
hamstring is the hamstring is tricky, but I'm quite sure they got something that they can give him to help numb the pain so he can go out there and win this game. I mean, if you can have a hobbled Luca out there,
Mhm.
noticeably injured with his knee that will bleed every game, then I don't know why Halliburton can get out there and just have a little sore hamstring. But I don't know how severe it is, of course.
Yes, yes. Well, I don't know, but I think Jalen Brown has something to prove overall. When he didn't see his name on the All NBA team, I think he was like, "Oh, this what y'all doing again? Okay, watch this." He's been playing so good in this series, really outshining Jason Tatum. You
Really
know.
outshining Jason Tatum. You know what? I don't know if you remember, but back in when they went to the finals, was that 2022? Maybe
Hmm.
2022 when they're in the finals, NBA finals, right?
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
said, had the Boston Celtics won that series and won the championship, for me, my most valuable player would have been Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown got that dog in him. And I'm sorry, he is really proved to be somebody that I think is underrated and overlooked because the league wants Jason Tatum to be the guy. I just don't know if Jason Tatum is that guy. Because if Jalen Brown does not do what he's done in the past 3 games, I don't know if the Boston Celtics would have won. If we're relying on Jason Tatum to close it out, I'm not hopeful to that. I can't bank on it.
Okay. Okay.
I can't always
Yeah.
rely on him. I don't know. I don't know. But that Jalen Brown gonna give you something. So yeah, I'm glad he out there showing improvement. Yeah. So now he's putting the league on notice again, in my opinion. Now, is he perfect? Absolutely not. But then what player is? Right. And so you can find a flaw in any player. And Brown does deserve some just due, some discussion about how good he's been in these series, especially as of late. So that's all I'm saying.
Exactly. I can't overlook Uncle Al, 7 for 12 from the three-point. I said, Uncle Al done turned back the clock. He's
Yeah,
playing
he did.
good, without Porzingis. See, you know what? See, that's the thing. The Celtics are still without their third best player. And Uncle
Right.
Al came on in and said, watch this. I'm going to hit 7 for 12 from the three-point range. I'm going to get 23 points. He played great last night. He played phenomenal in game 2. Uncle Al, yeah, looking like his old self.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that that's the thing that makes the Boston Celtics pretty special in this 2024 season is that they do have a couple of weapons. And Al was able, Uncle Al, as we call him affectionately, was able to step in, and take the lead like he did in the previous, seasons when there was no Porzingis. So I love it.
Yes. Are you
Absolutely love it.
concerned? Are you concerned with the Celtics only getting 4 points off of their bench? I am.
Yes. Yes.
What you
Yeah.
gonna do with that? I mean, what? What? 4 points?
Well, you gonna be all right if you playing up against the Pacers. And they can barely give you. You got T.J. McConnell. Never mind. Never mind. Never
Shoot,
mind. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But that 4 points will not last them long. They do need to step it up. The bench does need to step it up. I agree. Yeah, I do expect more from Pritchard. I do expect more from him. And other than that, Hauser. What happened to his sniping ability? What was he?
Mm.
Oh,
See,
3? Mm-mm.
see. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think the bench has been a problem all season to me. I mean, we'll see, but that's the thing though. With Porzingis out, that moves Al Horford to the starting lineup.
Yes.
Usually, Al Horford would give you that production off the bench, but since he's
Yes,
in
that's
starting lineup now, you don't really have much production off of the bench.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
Hmm. Okay. So the Boston Celtics get the victory, 3-0. They have one more game in Indiana. I think the Pacers will win. So this will probably be a 5-game series, right? It'll be a
Okay.
gentleman's sweep. That's my prediction.
I can support that, and I want the Pacers to bring home at least one, and if they can do it at home during this 2024 playoffs season, then I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the series, when Boston decides the series is over, Pacers will be going home.
Okay, so it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that the Celtics are going to win this series. However, there's another series going on in the Western Conference that's all eyes on me. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves are must-see TV for me, even though the Dallas Mavericks are up 2-0.
I'm just gonna tell you that mic drop that Luca did in game 2.
Mm.
Said, did he just close? Did he just fade the series to black? I don't know.
Yes.
I was like, Timberwolves, you Luca single-handedly faded the series to black. It's just like that was a mic drop for yo. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, it was so beautiful. Yeah.
Poetic, wasn't it? Oh
It
my
was nice. Nice.
Oh
Oh my God.
my
And social media has been having a field day with Rudy Gobert. Since poor thing out there guarding Luca on an island by himself. Oh my goodness. It's been
Is he what? When I was real time watching it, I said, Rudy, stop. Good. Looking like he was flailing, like he was like, somebody come get me out of this water. What was going on? I couldn't.
I know. It was
the
hard to watch.
commentator say he like he was on skates. Was that come from the commentator?
Yes. It was hard to watch, honestly. And I just don't know what he could have done differently at his size, right? 7'3", whatever he is. He long. He can't move as fast as Luca.
No. And Luca is slow. That's the irony of it is that Luca is not even fast. But for some reason, Luca had major handles at that moment. Did you see him? He was Kyrie. I was looking looking like Kyrie up against Rudy in that moment. I was like, because that's how Kyrie be having the other, having defenders look. Honestly. I think a little bit of Kyrie's handles at that moment rubbed off on Luca because I promise you, he looked like he was moving super fast. And I'm like, Rudy, are you in slow motion on a skateboard? What is going on? It was horrible. That's your defense. That's your defensive player of the year. So
yes, I was just getting ready to say that. That's your guy. That's who the league crowned as the top defender in the NBA. Stop it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that play right there will be the highlight of this series once the Mavs take it home. I promise you, this moment right here, Luca faded the series to black. He just did. I mean, I know there may be 2-3 more games to play, but this one right here, game 2 closeout, that was it. That put the bow on the series right there for me. I was like,
okay. But look, so the Mavericks are going home tonight for game 3. You would think they would win tonight, right? Or will they be comfortable because they do have a 2-game lead right now?
Yeah. I hope that the Minnesota Timberwolves at least secure one game. I want them to at least do one. I don't want it to be a sweep for them. I don't want Anthony Edwards to experience a sweep. Not with all that vibrato he had when they won the Nuggets series. I want him to at least save face and at least win one game. At least one. But I'm gonna need more from Anthony Edwards. Is he gassed? You gave all your energy with the Nuggets series, and now you with this Mavs series, and you can't get it together. Where the Anthony Edwards that we all know and love? Where he at?
Yeah, he was giving out wolf tickets along with Karl Anthony Towns. Cannot stay on the court. I mean, his foul trouble is going to be the demise of the Minnesota Timberwolves. They need him on the court. In fact, the last game, they didn't even have Karl Anthony Towns on the court in the final minutes of the game. He was over there on the sidelines with the bench warmers and then had nerve to almost cry when Luca hit that shot to end the game. I said, crap, now come on. This is
When Luca faded the series to black, I promise. If somebody on ESPN or TNT says this, fade the series to black, I'm gonna be done.
Yeah.
Y'all, if y'all listening to our podcast, you better drop down in the comments and give us a shout out. I want y'all to
At
shout it out
least.
on the. If somebody says it, you heard it here first.